Before you spend $45,000 on a brand new Toyota SUV, you need to see what that exact money buys after just 3 years. Not a Toyota, a luxury SUV that started life north of $60,000, sitting on a used lot right now for less than a loaded Highlander, cost new. Toyota builds excellent SUVs, and buying one isn't a mistake. These trucks hold their value so well that shoppers assume new Toyota automatically means smart money. Meanwhile, a 3-year-old luxury SUV has already taken the depreciation hit somebody else paid for, and that changes what your budget actually buys. So here's what we're comparing today. Real transaction prices, real ownership costs, real trade-offs for anyone cross-shopping a Highlander, a Grand Highlander, a RAV4, a Crown Signia, a CR-V, a CX-5, or a Santa Fe. Same money, a very different kind of vehicle waiting on the other side of it. The first time you merge onto the interstate in a Lexus RX 350, you'll probably notice you're talking at a normal volume instead of raising your voice over road noise. Lexus spent real engineering money on sound insulation, laminated glass, and acoustic foam packed into the wheel wells, and it shows within the first 10 minutes behind the wheel. A 2023 RX 350 with around 40,000 miles is trading in the low to mid-30s right now, which lines up almost exactly with what a Highlander XLE cost new. Nobody brags about laminated glass until they've driven 6 hours straight without a headache. If you spend 2 hours a day on the highway, comfort stops being a nice-to-have and starts being the entire decision. Reliability is the first objection people raise, and it's a fair one. Lexus consistently ranks near the top of long-term dependability studies because the RX shares major mechanical bones with the Highlander platform. Same dependability, nicer cabin, lower price once someone else has owned it for 3 years. I've watched buyers walk into a dealership dead set on a Highlander, sit inside a used RX for 10 minutes, and completely rethink what actually mattered to them. Picture Saturday morning school runs, except the cabin stays this quiet at drop-off line idle too, and the leather doesn't feel like an upgrade you paid extra for. It's just what came with the vehicle. If you enjoy honest car buying advice that actually saves money, subscribe, because that's exactly what we do here. Loading 3 kids and a week of luggage changes how you feel about second-row space fast. And this is where the Acura MDX quietly wins over families who assumed they needed a Grand Highlander. Captain's chairs in advanced trim feel like an actual living room compared to the tighter cabin of a RAV4 or CX-5. A 3-year-old MDX with that package typically lands in the mid-30s. Here's the part most people skip past too quickly. The MDX's V6 puts out 290 horsepower, noticeably stronger than a base Highlander, but honestly, most people won't notice another 60 horsepower on the daily commute. Horsepower sounds exciting in the showroom. A wider second row is what you actually notice every single weekday when you're buckling a car seat with one hand and holding coffee with the other. Maintenance costs stay close to what you'd expect from a well-built Honda product, because that's essentially the platform underneath. Acura service intervals aren't drastically pricier than Toyota's, which surprises a lot of first-time luxury buyers. Then there's Genesis, and this is the one that barely lost value at all once you account for how much it originally cost. A 3-year-old GV80 still commands somewhere in the low 40s. That sounds high until you remember it started at $65,000 or more with options. Step inside one, and it genuinely doesn't feel like a 3-year-old vehicle. Quilted leather, real metal trim, an interior most people mistake for something costing twice as much. Genesis backs every model with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty that transfers to you as a used buyer. And that single detail erases most of the risk people assume comes with stepping outside the Toyota ecosystem. I know several buyers who assumed a Genesis badge meant scary maintenance bills until they actually pulled up the service schedule next to a Toyota's. Insurance surprised them too. Once a vehicle turns 3 years old, pricing leans heavily on claims history and repair costs, rather than the badge on the hood, and a used GV80 might only run $20 or $30 more per month than a new Highlander. Not the gap most people assume walking in. Volvo built its entire identity around one idea, and it wasn't luxury, it was survival. The company pioneered the three-point seatbelt, and that engineering obsession still shapes the XC60 today, with crash structure and driver assistance tech that often beats what Toyota offers at a similar price. A 3-year-old XC60 in Momentum or Inscription trim typically lands in the low 30s. Think about your own commute for a second. If it's mostly highway miles, fuel economy on the XC60's turbocharged 4-cylinder actually competes with a V6 Highlander, sometimes edges ahead depending on drivetrain. Resale is the one place this pick gets weaker, since Volvos don't hold value like a Lexus or a Genesis does. If you're the kind of buyer who trades every 3 years, that weakness should probably move this pick down your list. But if you're driving this thing for 5+ years instead of flipping it early, it barely factors in. At this point, most buyers start wondering whether that luxury badge is hiding a huge repair bill somewhere down the road. You might be thinking, that sounds great, but what happens when something actually breaks? Fair question, and it deserves a straight answer instead of another sales pitch. Here's the honest answer. At this point, there are really 3 different kinds of buyers watching this, and the right used luxury SUV depends entirely on which one you are. If you're the buyer who wants raw power and doesn't mind a bigger service budget down the road, that's the BMW X5. Merge onto an interstate on-ramp in one of these and you'll understand the appeal fast. The straight 6 produces 375 horsepower, more than double what most Toyota SUVs offer in this price range. And towing a small trailer or hauling a loaded roof rack feels categorically different. A 3-year-old X5 xDrive 40i runs low to mid-40s, and it's frequently still covered under BMW's 4-year warranty, protecting you through the exact window buyers worry about most. Ironically, this isn't the smartest financial choice on this list. Repair costs after that warranty expires can run higher than everything else here, particularly around the cooling system and electronics. This is the only SUV I'd personally hesitate to own past the 100,000-mile mark without coverage behind me. Less money up front for dramatically more vehicle and a bigger bill waiting somewhere around year 5. That's the honest trade. If you're the buyer hauling a family and actually needing that third row to work for adults, not just kids, that's the Audi Q7. Step into a 3-year-old Premium Plus and the virtual cockpit display still looks sharper than what Toyota puts in a 2026 Highlander. Grandparents piling in for a weekend visit will notice the difference in about 4 seconds. Pricing typically sits in the high 30s to low 40s, matching a well-optioned Grand Highlander almost dollar for dollar. And if you're the buyer chasing the deepest possible discount, the value tier is where things get interesting, because the 2 best deals on this entire list are also the 2 nobody talks about. A 3-year-old Lincoln Aviator Reserve often prices in the low 30s, sometimes less, simply because Lincoln resale values haven't caught up to how good the vehicle actually is. Plush leather, a twin-turbo V6 making 400 horsepower, highway ride quality that rivals SUVs costing $10,000 more. The Cadillac XT6 sits in nearly identical territory, frequently trading in the high 20s, undercutting even a base new RAV4 Prime in some cases. Most buyers actually get this one backwards. They chase the German badge for status and skip straight past the 2 SUVs that would have saved them the most money for the least risk. Somewhere in the middle sits the Mercedes-Benz GLE, and it deserves an honest mention even though it doesn't fit neatly into any of those 3 buyer types. A 3-year-old GLE 350 undercuts a loaded Highlander while delivering a noticeably nicer cabin, but maintenance after warranty expiration tends to run higher than almost anything else here. If you trade every 3 years, I'd rank the GLE much higher than I just did. You're renting Mercedes luxury at Toyota pricing during the exact years when depreciation and repair costs both sit at their lowest, then handing the expensive years to someone else the same way you avoided inheriting them yourself. Think about pulling into your own driveway after a long commute, tired, ready to be done with the day. That last 20 minutes in traffic is where cabin quality actually earns its keep, not on a spec sheet, but at 6 in the evening when you just want the drive to feel easy. How long do you actually keep your vehicles? If your answer is 3 years, that changes which SUV on this list makes sense for you. If your answer is 8 or 10, it changes again. Before you decide used luxury is always the answer, there's one mistake that can erase every dollar you thought you saved. Buying without a full service history, skipping a pre-purchase inspection, or choosing a vehicle based on price alone instead of maintenance records will turn a smart used luxury purchase into an expensive lesson fast. A $200 inspection before you buy is the cheapest insurance you'll ever pay for on any SUV on this list, no exceptions. Here's the part that actually matters more than any single number in this video. The smartest used car buyers aren't driving better vehicles because they're richer. They're driving after someone else already paid the expensive part. None of this changes the math on why Toyota holds value so well in the first place. A new Highlander loses roughly 40% of its value in the first 3 years, even with Toyota's strong resale reputation working in its favor. That 40% is baked into the original price whether you keep the vehicle 5 years or trade it in 5 months. Financing $40,000 for a new Highlander over 60 months lands almost identical on a monthly statement to financing $35,000 for a 3-year-old Lexus or Genesis over that same term. Same payment, completely different vehicle. None of this means a new Toyota SUV is the wrong call. Dependable, simple to own, and resale value stays strong if you sell in 3 or 4 years. That predictability is worth something real, and there's nothing wrong with paying for it if that's what you value. But the next time you're standing in a Toyota showroom, don't ask whether it's a great SUV. Ask whether it's $40,000 better than a luxury SUV someone else already paid to depreciate. Because once you start asking that question instead, you never really shop for cars the same way again. Before you buy your next car, make sure you buy it with all the facts. If you enjoy honest car buying advice that saves you money and helps you avoid expensive mistakes, subscribe and turn on notifications. We've got plenty more guides like this coming up. I'll see you in the next video.